right, President Trump greeting the leaders of many big tech companies who were in the White House today talking about AI, covering a lot of news there on a lot of different topics. So let's go over some of all that. I want to bring in Democratic strategist, NewsNation contributor Kurt Bardella, and NewsNation political contributor and Princeton University political scientist, Dr. Lauren Wright. We're also joined by Steve Hilton, who we were going to have later on in the show on a subject that President Trump was just talking about. He's a Republican running for governor of California, former senior policy and strategy advisor to David Cameron when he was Prime Minister of the UK. Actually, you know, I'm going to start with you because we were just hearing President Trump talking about this whole kerfuffle that's been going on in Great Britain over free speech. Nigel Farage was just in Congress yesterday warning our congressman, saying that what happened to this Irish comedian who was arrested for what he tweeted could happen here in America. What do you make of how much this story has blown up, this controversy, and what Nigel Farage was warning Congress?
Well, I think the big difference, of course, is that here in America, and I speak now despite my accent, your audience should know I'm a proud American, we have the First Amendment, and so we have constitutional protection for speech. And of course, that's litigated often in many different ways, and we all know the stories that go on in terms of the, the exceptions and when speech can be provocative to violence and all those sorts of things. In the UK, there's nothing like that. Absolutely no constitutional protection. And so what you've seen is a real erosion over the past few years. I've been here in America since 2012, and this has really accelerated in the past few years, including, perhaps surprisingly, under governments of both political parties in the UK, the previous Conservative government and also the Labour government. And I think it really is shocking. I mean, we've got this one high-profile case, but underneath that, you've got a regular drumbeat of people being arrested for what they say. One analysis recently showed 30 people a day.
Yeah, there's a woman named Lucy Connolly who's actually in jail for more than 2 years after she did something pretty awful, but it was just speaking. She posted some racially hateful tweets on her social media account. As vile as you might think that is, I think people might be surprised to hear she's in jail for, I think, 31 months. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a really shocking case, a parent and so on. And on top of that, every day, the analysis I just saw was around 30 people a day in the UK, regularly. Yeah. Arrested, prosecuted for things that they say. And of course it's true that we mustn't let that happen here, but I don't think it will happen here because in this country we understand that speech is the foundation of a free society.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.